today we're going to review differentials in general and then change the rear differential fluid on this 2006 Dodge Ram rear-wheel drive V6. So let's talk about differentials. So this is your car, and we're going to go over several cases, and when it turns, we're going to call this the inside of the turn. We're going to call this the outside of the turn. All right. Now, we'll take the rear wheel drive first, which means the rear axle is doing the driving. Okay. Now, this wheel that's going to the inside of the turn is not traveling as far as this wheel that's going on the outside of the turn. And what that means, so these wheels, it doesn't really matter because they're not a driving axle, so they're just going to follow where this, this driving axle wants to go. So it doesn't really matter if one's traveling farther than the other, but here it does, because this is where this axle is the driving axle with power. So in this case, that power needs to be distributed via a differential appropriately between the wheel that's traveling less and the wheel that's traveling farther. So rear differential, rear wheel drive car. Now let's take the next scenario, which is a front wheel drive car. And here it's a little different. It's not really considered a differential, but it sort of is, right? Because the front axle is doing the driving, right? But you also, in most cases, will have the engine in the front and the transmission bolted to the engine, so the transmission is in the front as well. So there's a sort of a pairing of the differential and the transmission. So it's referred to as a transaxle, a transfer transmission axle for the driving axle that would have that differential. Now let's go to the next case, which is the four-wheel drive. And four-wheel drive means you've got a driving axle in the front, you've got a driving axle in the rear. So which means you're going to have these two differentials. But in order to distribute power appropriately between the two differentials and axles, you have what's called a transfer case. It's not really a center differential that you may think of, because a differential is actually distributing the power. This is distributing not to the wheels, but to the axles. So it's actually a transfer case in the case of a four-wheel drive. Now the last case is an all-wheel drive, where all the wheels are powered, and there you would have the center differential. So rear-wheel drive, rear differential. Front-wheel drive, transaxle. Four-wheel drive, transfer case, and then all-wheel drive, center differential. So with that said, let's go ahead and change out this fluid. So the location of this is on this Dodge Ram. If we go from the back, right, we go under, and there's no need to jack this up, if you can probably fit under it, but I like to have this parked on a downhill so that should something go awry, the truck is rolling away from me, and not if I'm down from the truck, it's rolling towards me or onto me. So this is on a downhill. I'm scooting in from the back. So we're going to go down here. And already got my catch pan. This right here is the cover plate, right where the rear axle is, the cover plate for the rear differential. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out, I'm going to plant this camera for now. We're going to take out the bolts first. See if that's a good angle. Right? And they take, in the case of this Dodge Ram 1500, they take 13mm bolts. And I like to do the bottom set first, because the way this is going to work, you're going to pry this off here, and there is no drain hole. It's basically just going to be a sloppy mess of fluid that spurts out of the bottom. So let's go ahead and start with the bottom bolts. Here you can see it's dripping out. And that's actually, like I said, there's no drain plug. That's actually how it comes out. These last couple bolts on the top, if you see, the impact gun can't really fit in cleanly because of this this back tire up here. It blocks it from the bottom two bolts. So you'll have to just wrench it out. And for this last bolt, go ahead and support the the cover plate a little bit just in case it drops down and the fluid flies in your face. You don't want that. So now let's go ahead and take this guy off. And there's a gasket, which we'll cover in a second. That is actually man-made, and we're going to have to make this gasket. So here's what the cover plate looks like when it's off. And that in there is your differential. So pretty much finished draining. So now we're going to go ahead and clean this out. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take a blade and we're going to scrape off this old gasket, okay? Because we're going to put a new one. And make sure that when you do this, you are taking care with the use of the blade to not score any of the metal. So we're just going to pick off this. Get a better angle there for you while I'm doing this. And now we're going to do the same thing over here. Again, take extra caution not to score any of the metal. Good. All right. Okay. So now that we've scraped off the old gasket, we're going to apply a little bit of brake cleaner here because we just want to clean off any remaining residue. And if you want, you can use a this like a wire brush, right? I have not found this to be necessary because I feel it, it's good, it's smooth. I don't really need to use a wire brush. Could actually scrape off a little bit more here. Yeah, but that's nice and smooth right there. So I'm not going to do anything to disturb that. And I'm going to feel the same thing here. I'm going to feel all around and make sure this is just baby smooth here. Yeah, and that's in very good shape. Okay, so let's just do one quick spray and cleaning with the brake cleaner. Good. And wipe this off. I like to wipe out the whole inside of this cover plate. So the whole thing is completely clean here and free of any possible debris. Gives me another chance to inspect it, to make sure this bad boy is just baby smooth and there's no gasket remnants that are going to cause an uneven surface. All right. So that looks pretty good here. Okay, and I'll do the same for this side. Make sure nothing gets inside your differential. Alright, so now we've got a very good solid clean there. Now's a good chance for you to take out this fill plug. So the fill plug is this plastic rubbery doodad right here. You can just kind of punch it out from the inside if you want. You could take it out from the outside either way. But that's gonna be like, all right, so now what you have to do, they don't really make a gasket that is for this application, so you have to make your own gasket, and that's no problem. That's what we'll do. And I only need to do it really on this side, so let me angle the camera a little bit better so you can see. So I get this red RTV silicone high temperature gasket maker. Open this bad boy up. Make sure I clean up all this stuff. All right. So now I'm just gonna go around the outside here and put a fairly liberal coating, and I avoid the holes per se. And think of this as like kind of a one-use thing, by the way. This tube. This tube is your gasket. There is a time limit when working with this. You don't want to let it harden, obviously. And here. Okay. So. So going here, going around the holes, making a nice good seal. Okay, all right, so now we've got a pretty good seal around here. I'm going to wipe out any of this gasket maker that is a little bit further inside the cover plate than I want it to be. So this is going to be a little bit tricky to get in here while I'm on camera. I'm just going to go like this. Get rid of that. Spin this here because I don't want to disturb the outer seal that I just did. So this here is good. This in here is good. All right, so now we've got our, let's move this out of the way. So now we've got our gasket made on here, and the fill plug, it's easy to put this back because the fill plug is on the bottom. And you want to, there's only one way it's going to go, because this gear sticks out, as you can see. So here, this gear sticks out. And on this cover plate, right, there's a relief here that will match the gear. So all I'm gonna do is put this in its matching place, like so. All right, so now let's get a couple of these bolts in. Towards the end, you've got them all tightened. I like to go one pass through and just make sure that I didn't accidentally miss a bolt. And again, this is a cross pattern. I think we are good. Make sure now that we fill it up with fluid. And in the case of this vehicle, it is 75-140 fluid that it takes. I tend to be partial to Mobil 1 full synthetic. So let's get that gun off of there. And then fill her up. You can see this little bit of oil fluid dripping out. So we filled it to the max at this point. So we're going to go ahead and plug it back in. It takes over two quarts at this. Pop the fill plug back in. That is how you change out the rear differential fluid on a 2006 Dodge Ram 1500 rear-wheel drive V6. This process is actually pretty much the same or very similar for all the Dodge Ram line on the rear differentials.